Boston Matrix is a model, a strategy theory that we can look at that helps us understand perhaps how companies manage different product ranges that they have within their organisation. So let's have a look at the Boston Matrix. So we have 4 elements to the model, and we have stars, question marks, cash cows and dogs. So we're going to go through this model and we're going to look at each one of these in a little bit of detail and figure out what each of them actually means. So the Boston Matrix was designed by the Boston Consulting Group, and it's a strategy, as I said originally, designed around products. So it's not looking at an overall strategy that the company might have to enter a marketplace. It's more looking at how they place and how they deal with particular products within their portfolio. And that's what I mean by a portfolio approach. It's looking at all the different products, goods, services that the company offers and identifying where each of them are within the matrix. And the idea is that you would not have effectively all your eggs in one basket. You wouldn't have your full portfolio is full of stars or full of cash cows. You would want to have a balance of products at different stages in their life cycle effectively. So if you're familiar with product life cycles, then this model will sound a little bit familiar in that side of things. But let's have a look at a little bit more detail at the Boston Matrix itself. So as I said, showed you the little diagram. Stars are the first element that we look at. And when we're thinking about, as I said, we're thinking about products. And when you're thinking about the products that are the stars, they're the ones that are generating all the money for the company. They are really, really popular. They're really successful. They're it's the latest hot product. Everybody wants it. Everybody's desperate to get a hold of whatever your product is. So it's got a high market share and it's a growing market share. So the volume of sales is increasing and the market share is probably also increasing as well. So this product is a rising star, so to speak, and it's generating lots of income for the business. It's really popular. And it's doing really well. Okay. Question marks are products that are usually just launched. So they're new products coming into the market and not really entirely sure yet how the market's going to receive it. Is there something that is going to sell well and therefore will become a star? Or is it going to flop? Is there something that the consumer is going to say, actually, I don't like this, I don't want it? And that's why it's called a question mark, because at the beginning, at the point that we are with this product, we just don't know where it's going to go. So it has got a low market share. So it's just come into the market and you're trying to increase your market share, but it's got the potential for high growth. So you've done a lot of research and development into this product, you're launching it onto the market, and you've just got to wait and see, are people actually going to buy it? Is this something that's going to be desirable? So the risk is that you don't know whether it's going to be successful or not. So you can see why you would want some question marks, but you wouldn't want too many of them, because if they all flop, you're losing a lot of money because you've invested a lot of money into establishing this product. So it could become a star if it goes really successful. Unfortunately, the products that are not successful, that are not selling, we call them dogs. So the risk is that a question mark will either become a star or a dog. I feel as though I should follow up with dogs, but let's look at cash cows first. So the cash cows are a well-established product. It's something that is almost ubiquitous, that the company doesn't have to do anything to sell it. It sells itself. It doesn't require any investment. It doesn't require any development. People are just going to buy it because that's what happens. It's just so popular, and it sells and it brings in lots and lots of money for the company. So that's why we call it a cash cow. You're not having to do anything to generate the income that's coming from this product. So it's got a high market share. If you think about the product life cycle, it'll be at the top of the life cycle. It'll be at the peak. So you want to capitalize on that while it's up there. And it gives you the money to allow you to invest in your research and development, to develop and bring on your new products, to bring on those question marks that might become stars. And if they've got longevity, they could become cash cows as well. If the cash cow starts to decline and goes into a declining market, so it's not as popular anymore, that's when it would perhaps become a dog. So a dog is a product that has got a low market share and a low growth, possibly declining. So it's maybe not just that it's got a low growth and low market share. The market share and the growth could be declining, so it's losing place. So as I say, this could be a product in a declining market. So it could be a star or a cash cow that is now declining as something else is taken over. Or it could be a star that didn't develop, that didn't become a star. So your dogs could be unsuccessful products that just have flopped, or they could be a product in a declining market. So sometimes a company will look at a dog and they may decide that, there's perhaps still enough of a market there that makes it worthwhile maintaining it rather than withdrawing the product. And by doing that, it perhaps increases sales in other areas. So it could be used as a loss leader, for example. So dogs, generally speaking, they're not making profit for the company and they're not generating income. Possibly they could be making a loss. So companies have to think really clearly and really carefully about if they keep a dog, what are they keeping it for? What's its purpose? So it would need to be part of a bigger strategy, supporting perhaps other products, supporting the stars, supporting the other three elements that we have. But hopefully that's given you a feel for the theory. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me. Thank you very much.